Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about Sleepy Hollow. As many of you will be aware, I am currently trying to work my way through as many Tim Burton, Johnny Depp and Helena films that I can get my hand on. Hands, and the latest one is the 1999 film Sleepy Hollow. I'd heard of this obviously, but I'd never really bothered to check what it was about. So just before I read it, I read the synopsis on IMDb and I just thought, core blimey, that sounds perfect. And when I watched it, I can say it was definitely worth this long wait of however long it's taken me to watch it. I will point out before I go any further, it is Certificate 15. So if any of you are younger, I know I have a lot of younger subscribers, please bear in mind that as I talk about this, it is a 15 certificate. Have to stress that. This is about the Headless Horseman, which is something I've always found really fascinating. I remember studying the Headless Horseman slightly when I was about 10 or 11, I think. Obviously not in a 15 certificate depth. And I thought this is going to be really interesting. So Johnny Depp plays a character called Ichabod Crane, who is sent to Sleepy Hollow to try and find out who is doing these killings. Because first of all, there are 3 people who have died, and they die by getting their heads chopped off, which is really, really gruesome. And something that I think is a very clever concept. I think a lot of other films have kind of adopted that style and kind of changed it to work for them. But I think generally speaking, it's a pretty unique way to murder somebody, let's be honest. And he has to go there and find out sort of A, who is doing it, B, is there really somebody riding around town with no head, and C, how are they going to stop them? And indeed, why are they chopping off their heads? Why not just kill them? You know, does this person know these people? Lots and lots of unanswered questions, a lot to explore. There are many things about this. First of all, the concept of the Headless Horseman I think is fantastic, and I mean that in the least sinister way possible, if it's even possible to say that. The fact that there's a murderer without a head, and then he's killing people and chopping off their heads. It's both so simple, yet so complex at the same time, that it works on every level, and it's so exciting and so compelling. I love that. Then you have the 1,000,001 questions that need to be answered. As I said, who's doing it? Why are they doing it? Do they know the victims? Is it just maliciousness? Are they doing it for fun? Is there a reason behind it? And obviously as the film unravels, we begin to piece together bits of information. And there were various occasions. The film's an hour and 40 minutes long, and I'd say it took me a good hour before I had any idea of where any of these questions were going to be answered, you know. Sometimes with films you can get an inclination quite early on, and whether or not the inclination is right or not, it doesn't matter, you know. Often you'll think that person's involved. With this, it took a very long time for me to even have any kind of idea of who it was, and I'll be honest, my thoughts and predictions were completely wrong. So it's very interesting, and it is, I think the format of it is very different to most films. For example, not having any primary suspects quite early on is quite unique. So I absolutely love it. I think the concept is great. The directing is obviously brilliant. It's kind of inevitable. You put Tim Burton's name to something as a director and you know it's going to be really, really good. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe somebody who's never seen Tim Burton's work may think differently, but I thought it was beautiful. There were quite a few moments where I kind of, I had to put my hands over my eyes because I was not terrified, but kind of like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Did that actually just happen kind of moment? So it's not scary, but there are a lot of shock tactics going on there. I would have loved to have seen this in the cinema. Of course, in 1999, I was 7, so that wasn't going to happen. I don't even know if this went to the cinema. It probably did. So it's not scary, but I did watch it late at night, and I did think, okay, I'm not getting any sleep tonight. Not because I was scared, because I'm not scared of the Headless Horseman, you know, it's not something that personally plays on fears like that. But I was kind of having all these images of the gore and the gruesomeness going around my head, but it's so fun. The next thing I like about this is the character of Ichabod Crane. The thing with Johnny Depp is that he is fantastic. You don't need me to tell you that. And even though this is a very serious, very gruesome, dark film, Ichabod Crane is very funny. Not in a laugh out loud kind of way, but he's very quirky, and Depp really brings these fantastic qualities that allow for just slight little snippets of humour, just to kind of balance the emotions out. So one minute you're like, oh my goodness, can't look, the next minute you're like, probably shouldn't be laughing just now, but that's quite funny. And I don't think Crane will ever be my favourite Depp character. Do I have a favourite Depp character at the moment? I think, honestly, I think Willy Wonka is my favourite Depp character just now, because I think it explores so much of his acting talent. But Ichabod Crane is brilliant. The whole cast is great. Christina Ricci is in this, Miranda Richardson, Michael Gambon, loads of others. Really fantastic. Plot perfect, directing brilliant, acting spot on. The kind of gore factor is great. There's one particular moment. No, I'm not going to say what it is, but basically it involves a head and a sword, and it's about 40 minutes in. Look out for it. It's when I laughed at it. After I got over the, oh my goodness, what is that? I laughed, and I shouldn't have done, but it's the beauty of the film. Not many kind of gory films can make me chuckle, and this one does, and that's what I really like about it, and that's the beauty of Tim Burton. Plus, Johnny Depp looks gorgeous in this as ever, so that's really nice. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on Sleepy Hollow. I'm not going to say any more because this video is going on for quite long as it is, but I honestly thought this was beautiful from start to finish. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!